Well, if you think shit's been interesting so far, this one's a little bit long, but you'll appreciate listening to it and appreciate the time you spent on it. Take a listen.
Like I said, you're under arrest right now. It's up to you whether you want to talk to us or not. You said you wanted to talk to us.
I really don't feel like I've done anything wrong, so I don't mind talking to you at all.
That's fine. Okay. You mentioned that you were satellite. What did you do for the
Satellite operator?
Okay. And you're originally from El Paso?
Well, I was born in Odessa, but I was adopted at birth.
Oh, okay.
My dad was a sheriff up in Odessa.
And what? So did they come here to retire, or like how did that turn out? Like how did you guys come here?
Same with my adopted parents?
Or do they not live here?
No, they live here. I guess my father's father, I never got to meet him, but he was retired from the service, and so he just stayed in the house.
Oh, okay.
This is.
All right, I get you. So can you tell me like everything, like how everything started? You know, with
Talking about last night?
yeah, like how did it all go down?
I was just taking some orange or some apple juice to my girlfriend's house. She needed some apple juice for her son, and then when I got there, I guess she came kind of getting stressed thin because she didn't have anybody to help take care of him or anything. So I really just trying to go and help out, and so she started gardening, and so I took him for a walk, and I had him on my shoulders, and I guess that was when a neighbor or somebody called and said I was wearing all black, so it was suspicious. So I had my backpack, my slide protector, my jacket, my vest, and my pants, and shoes, and everything on ready to go. And I even had my key in the bike. And the bike was even on the sidewalk next to where we were doing the garden because we had just finished. And I was going to get up and get ready to go home. And that's when there was like 5 or 6 police cars that kind of came upon us, and they started asking questions. And I don't know, just probably should have given them my ID, which is stupid. I didn't think it was, I thought it was no ID state. And I was on private property. I was just trying to avoid any problems, really. And
Yeah. Well, about what time did all that happen? Can you remember?
I didn't even have a phone on me, so I really couldn't tell you. And that was another thing, too, was the officer could tell me, look at the ordinance, look at the ordinance. I just don't have a phone, and, like, you have me in handcuffs. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, like.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, they started asking me a bunch of questions, and then I guess I got a little more aggravated than I probably should have, and then one of them started grabbing me, and I was like, well, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's going on? And then they all jumped on top of me, and they piled on top of me, and they hit my head like on a rock. And I don't even know which side of my face it was anymore.
Was your girlfriend still outside when all that?
Yeah, we were both, she was sitting right there next to me. And so she was freaking out too, and then that's when
What's your girlfriend say?
Brandy got inside because he threw some dirt in her eye, and so she was watching it out, and then she put him in bed.
Okay. How old is he?
He is 3 now.
Okay. Yeah. So it kind of explains like his story.
He's made terrible shoes.
I get it. So you guys were out there planting in the garden and whatnot, and then as you were about to take off, and that's when everybody kind of showed up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was kind of, I guess I should have done something with all the cars that came by, and I should have been a little more cooperative, but mistakes happen, I guess.
Had you been drinking or anything?
No, I don't drink.
No.
I don't drink at all.
So what about like, tell me about like all the stuff that you had, like, I guess you had like a backpack or whatever, like.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of wires and stuff in the backpack, but that was because I have like my helmet. I custom made my helmet. DOT would probably kill me. But I put carbon fiber on the outside, and I put lights, but they're 12-volt lights, so I have to actually wire them to the bike. So I had like this contraption I just made right before going over to her house, and so I guess.
And what is it for? What is the helmet
It's
for?
for like I have turn signals on the back,
Okay.
and then a stop lamp, and then green lights on the top.
Just like so people
Trying to be a little bit more safe, yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess everybody was kind of like asking a bunch of questions, and then I went to Western Tech for electronic engineering, so I enjoyed building weird electronics.
Okay.
I got 2 friends up there who were all asking questions about this little phone case that I had that I made, and I mean it's like maybe $5 what I paid to make it. But I bought a $1 radio and a $3 DEFCON?
I have not. Have you?
No? It's a conference, like a cybersecurity conference in Las Vegas. And they kind of host this thing where it's called the Lockpick Village. And they kind of promote lockpicking and just exploring the different skill sets that go along with it. And so I kind of got into lockpicking. You know, I started off by shaving half of the lock and like cutting it and then learning how they operate. It's kind of a fun little hobby. Like I said, I try to stay humble. I mean, I don't even do it anymore, so.
Okay.
I guess I got a career identity crisis. I like to learn how to do a lot of different things.
Different things, like, you know?
I've done
Keep
routine,
yourself busy.
exactly, or just simply to find work.
Yeah.
Because the job market, kind of rough sometimes.
Yeah.
I've already got stuff on my record that kind of probably bars me from doing other things I don't want to do, so.
What about in the military? Did you like ever deal with like explosives and stuff like that?
No.
No.
I haven't done something like that. No, it's just satellites. That was kind of an interesting field.
Satellites?
That's what kind of got me into like the jamming and the different radio signals that go with electronics, I like hindering.
Okay, well, William, I'm just gonna cut to a chase, okay, and the reason we're here really talking to you, okay, is we're both detectives, but we're also detectives with the bomb squad, okay?
Oh,
And everything that we found in your backpack is a lot of components and to make some kind of bombs or explosives.
can you tell me which ones? Cause
Pretty much
All
all.
of them.
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell me how? I don't really understand that.
Well, I mean, you work with electronics. I mean,
Right.
pretty much tell us probably more than what,
like a light timer and.
how does the timer work?
Well, I understand that, but a timer is a wide variety of different things, and
Right.
those were found in the trash.
Well, they also found in your backpack.
Well, no, trash first, and she gave them to me, and then I was like,
Okay, well, we found them in the backpack.
right.
Okay.
No, I understand where your suspicion would be gone.
Okay, and that's what we're asking you a lot about this stuff about. That's why she just right now asked about explosives. Okay.
No, I never worked with anything like that.
If you're made with all your knowledge of electronics,
I never even think of that, because when I threw grenades in the military, it kind of scared the shit out of me. They were heavy, and you can't throw them far enough away, and so, explosives was really something I never even thought about.
fireworks. Fireworks is a class of explosives.
I know Google smoke bombs, because being a motorcycle rider, we like to do like colorful smoke bombs and effects for filming, but I've never made anything like that.
Have you ever tried making anything like that? Anything else? The things that are your fireworks. Just getting the powder off fireworks.
Never.
Using timers, electronics, batteries, and play that. Set those off.
I just too many things that could go wrong, and I appreciate life too much. Not anything of my interest. I just try to see where your suspicion would fall on me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's the whole reason, because everything is all put together.
Right.
And it's very sporadic stuff. It's not like linked to one specific thing, like, okay, well, you work on TVs, or you work on computers, or this is why you have all this stuff, because you work with industrial electronics, or things like that. It's very,
I never thought of it like that.
it's very sporadic, stuff like that, just a bunch of batteries, switches, everything like that, wire.
The batteries were for the point laser. I guess so see, I don't even know what all it's my backpack that I keep with me when I'm riding, so stuff over time just gets accumulated in it. But the battery was for my point laser, which was on my speed vest. I use that to, point at stuff first, and stuff to other bikers when we're on the road or anything, to point out things. And it's kind of hard to point to something and go, hey, look over there. So I have a point laser that you can actually see the beam,
fucking god.
Charge it. But if you see the little case that I have, then there's a, I actually made that, and it's a cell phone battery and a amp and a regular. Well, I told you
It's
about.
like a little black.
This one?
Yeah. So that's a radio that's just it's really loud,
Okay.
and that's the one that I made to try to overpower the bike when I'm riding.
I see.
And that was just something I used to charge that. See if you notice there's a USB port sticking off that.
Uh-huh.
So that USB port that's glued on that goes into that battery. And that's what that USB port's for.
What is,
How about, you have some thumb drives also? What's on those? Well, there was one thumb drive.
Yeah, it's empty.
It's empty? Okay. Did you get that from the trash, or?
No, I got that from eBay. And it was really cool. They have like, I don't know if you're familiar with how much memory is on a hard drive. It has 2 terabytes on that little.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's the coolest thing in the world. I'm gonna get that and keep it on me if I were to use a computer or put an operating system on it. Or
can we look into that somewhere?
go for it. Yeah, it's empty. There's nothing on it.
And it's the white one, right?
Yeah, it was white.
The white thumb drive?
Oh, the white one, that's not a thumb drive.
What is
What
it?
was it?
That's a GPS jam.
You have a thumb drive.
Yeah, it's a really small one though. Really small.
What color was it?
It was black.
Black?
Don't plug that white one in. Don't jam your car GPS system. Don't do that.
Is this the truth?
Yeah, that's it. So this splits open and it connects to your phone, but it's not a thumb drive. I mean, you're more than welcome to plug it in, but I think the FCC is a $15,000 fine. You use that.
And that's, you said a GPS jam?
Yes, sir.
And how does that work?
Well, do you understand how jam works?
Yes, but
So it takes the same frequency that you're operating on, it just blasts it. And that was kind of what I did in the military. With the deep systems and stuff like that, which we used to jam signals and radio signals on post or off post.
so that jams my phone signal.
No, not your phone. GPS. So if you have a standalone GPS system, it would jam that. However, your phone, say your cell phone, if you use a GPS on it, it will not work because the GPS and GPRS use a combination of Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and GPS to, I guess, locate where you're at.
So what do you use it for?
I play around with it. Well, I don't have it on my bike yet, but on my bike I have like a GPS unit in my side rear view mirror. And instead of having like a rear view mirror, I have my GPS unit in that, and I like to play around and just seeing what I can do with it.
But so like, somebody won't like, track you down, or?
Well, I mean, it has like a 5-foot radius,
Uh-huh.
so I don't do it anywhere where anybody would be affected, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then I have a mentor from when I was a satellite operator, and he was in contact with the Coast Guard, and I guess they were looking for somebody, or they might still be looking for somebody that could pull the chips off of the GPS units
Okay.
and pull the deleted data off the I guess the recovered from drug dealers or various places off of boats.
Uh-huh.
And so I was kind of like trying to play around with how to get into GPRS and GPS and how I could pull the chips off it and recover the data. I never really got to the point where I'd be comfortable enough, because I'd have to follow the I guess it's chain of evidence. I'd have to put them in my safe and keep a log and keep the hashes correct, and I just didn't have the skill set yet.
So does this have capabilities of storing information on it? Like you can't like stick it in somewhere and then copy?
I'm not sure. Maybe you can open it up and take the chip off the board and reprogram it that way, but as far as plugging it in, just like that now.
Yeah. Okay.
So, would you be able to identify these components that I see on? You said this.
I don't know what that is.
But what did you call it earlier?
It's the board, the PCB board.
Okay. it is, or what?
Maybe off an ionizer or like, cause it says on it, like, because you flip it over, and it has like carpet and air conditioner, and
Okay.
so I'd assume it'd be like an ionizer.
Okay. So let's take a second. Can you write down here like more or less what you think it is or what you would use it for?
Oh, I wouldn't use it for anything, it's broken.
Okay.
But then I guess it'd be for air purifier. I have no idea, or ionizer.
And these up here?
Those are magnets, so that's
Okay. Can you put that up there?
This is the safety cord that I have on my weapon, so that this way if I'm on the bike and if I ever have to use it or anything, then it doesn't fall.
It's a what? A safety cord?
Yeah, like retention. I don't think they'll use them. Military uses them.
What is that? I don't know. But, okay.
It's a retention strap.
If you could just sign your name right down here on the bottom.
That's fine. I can try to see how this is kind of neat.
Yeah.
So
We'll start off with.
that's part of that board. It gets flipped over.
Okay. So go ahead and
Same as last.
right down here with a little bit more. And you can even put flipped over or something like that.
Okay. And then this right here, this is a really cool thing I found on eBay. So this is like a 6-axis lean angle, bank angle filter, and I've been putting that on my bike. Kind of goes into it. So this is an immobilizer.
What does that do?
Shuts off your ignition if you don't have like. If you look at my keys, do you have a picture of my keys?
We'll do some more pictures later.
So immobilizer for my bike that I was in the process of installing. And then this is the bank angle sensor.
And what does that do?
So this detects your angle of your lean on the bike. So this way later you can pull that data off of the bike and see how far you leaned and see if you're close to what your maximum, because I mean that's a big problem that people have is not being able to lean far until they get scared. Well, if I know how much I leaned and I know what my max is, then I know I can lean further, whether I'm scared or not, and not run the risk of wrecking.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually missing a third of my right pedal because I hit a wall pretty hard. That's the one.
Finish down there as well, okay? We're going to be signing all these pictures, okay? So
that way, I can just plug it in there and I can test my helmet, the lights on it, without having to go through all the trouble. That's Loctite. I'm not 100% what they are. I know it says light timer on it, so I understand where you guys are coming from with and then electrical tape, extra wire. Some of this is special electrical tape for wiring harnesses, like for the bike. It'd be a lot easier if I could take it off and show you my bike. But like my wiring harness on my bike, I was completely cutting it apart and then redoing it because I was going to put that immobilizer in it. And then I kind of want to hide the immobilizer so this way to set, so this way somebody, if they do steal it, can't just find it and pull it off. And then my riding gloves and foam, so that's the helmet that I custom made. I lost the chin strap, the foam in the chin. And when I hit it, it went in my jaw. So I cut this foam out of some of her trash.
Okay.
So I'm going to put on that helmet. Just a bunch of random shit. So that's a multimeter. Can't really like that. And that's sawing iron, which is all, of course, for.
What do you use those for?
The multimeter sawing iron? For the bike. To trace down leads and, like I said, I'm custom built the helmet. I wish I could show you the helmet now too. It's kind of a cool helmet.
So that would be the coolest thing that you've made.
As far as electronics go, yeah, I break shit usually before I get to finished stage.
Yeah.
Did you send me one?
Pretty obvious that was a lot of set.
Maybe we just put down here like plot takes this. Because pretty much everything else is identified on the other one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then signature as well.
That's a screen that's going to go with that banking center so I can see it while I'm on.
If you put identify those two there.
Okay, but and you can't really see it behind this picture, but behind this picture is another tag that goes with the immobilizer. And the immobilizer uses an RFID, goes back to field. But it uses an RFID chip so that this way, if it doesn't, I guess it lets you drive like so many miles down the road, and if it doesn't sense that RFID tag, it cuts the fuel pump. So it cuts off the emissions and stuff. I forgot what they want here. Oh, let's put my signature.
And you said identify these two. What'd you say those were?
Well, this is a screen for the bending sensor.
Okay.
And this is my RFID tag and all my dog tags from the military. I have the dog tags on it in case I wreck, a little bit of information about me. I also keep a tag on my helmet. So this way it has my blood type and my emergency contact if I ever can go wreck.
Yeah.
So I've gotten into a pretty bad wreck, like I said, I'm missing was missing a third of my toe, now I'm only missing maybe an eighth. And it kind of scares me if I ever wreck and I'm unconscious and nobody's.
Yeah.
None of your buddies are around or something like that.
Well, I usually don't ride with people. I'm kind of scared of, inexperienced riders or even my inexperience. I don't just want to say it's all the people around me, but, mistakes happen and I don't want to be the cause of or have anything.
Yeah.
They will all that over there. Those are lights for 12-volt lights, like the tail lights and.
You said those are going to be for your helmet, right? Something like that?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. So one of those are the lights. And this is the battery, right?
And I feel like I really feel like I should have checked on my helmet. I so bad now. So even worse than earlier for wasting resources now. But this is better for the laser pointer, not But here one. I can put in a recommendation for better cameras for y'all.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
We'll give you a critique for later on, okay? If you could just kind of say the bottom. I'll take that one. Okay.
Yeah, you want some water or something?
See, do I have anything to eat or drink?
Yeah, I have do you like a granola bar?
Yeah, anything.
Okay, I'll give it.
We'll be right back, okay? The time is 5:49 p.m., okay?
Something like that.
No, it's fine. I think I might have missed dinner over there, so.
I'll get you something right now.
There you go.
So we just have two more questions for you. Okay, so the time is 5:59 p.m. It's still April.
I was going to say, where I was arrested is on Medley Drive. It's not far away here from here. I'd actually really appreciate if you could let me show you my bike and what I was talking about on it.
Okay.
It's still out front. I mean,
Maybe another time someday, I'll give you my.
yeah, I don't want to seem like some crazy. And I completely see where y'all are coming,
I give you my contact information, and then once you join that,
I'd be happy to.
You can come out here and show me your bike or something.
Well, it doesn't have plates on it, so technically I wouldn't be able to. Technically, with the badge on the shoulder, I wouldn't be able to drive it to you without getting a ticket.
Got it. Okay. Well, maybe we could step on a 5-minute thing like that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Show you my room or show you crazy contraptions that,
I'll definitely love to see what you do with all this electronic stuff and everything like that. Because we both are into electronics and we like playing with electronics, and just seeing someone else's point of view as to how
something works.
Yes.
I'd be really interested. I really appreciate it if you came by. I was actually kind of going to go into, my whole record and everything now. Is there anything in there that would bar me from becoming a police officer?
Well, we don't do the hiring process like her and I. We don't.
But for the general idea, you've been hired. You kind of know.
As a record that I know, the unlawful carrying is going to hurt you a lot. Okay, the failure to ID is going to hurt. Okay, I can't say for sure 100% that it's a complete disqualification, but I know it does hurt your process. Okay, at least I think most questions go back 10 years. You're convicted and you kind of past 10 years. So at least for 10 years it will hurt. And I'll try to be blunt, but I think
No, I understand.
You want an answer?
No. I'm
not going to try to be like, well, maybe,
No, I appreciate the blunt answer over. Yeah, it's kind of.
They could give you some contact numbers for recruiters and stuff like that, and they'll be able to tell you definitely for sure how much it would, if any, affect your hiring.
Do you guys mess with electronics a lot being boss? Or y'all just investigators or your actual?
We're both. We're both.
That'd be a really cool job to be able to do. Unfortunately, I break a lot of shit, so it might need to explode.
We try to prevent that from happening.
Right.
But it is definitely a fun task that we get to do.
So could y'all be supervisors? Could y'all work for me?
Well, we're not supervisors. We're detectives, so we're still.
Detectives squad, I know about that though.
It sounds important, but we're just one step above from the bottom, So we're close to the bottom, we're up to the top, you know what I mean?
Well, at least you're getting there. Maybe when you become a supervisor, you can remember me.
One step at a time, one step at a time, baby steps. But,
yeah, I really didn't think putting in an application I would get very far because on paper, somebody like me doesn't look too good. Police departments with my record.
Paper and in person are two totally different things, So, like I said, I
really liked doing the bomb squad drills when I was in Florida. Like, you know, they'd set up little grenades behind doors and we'd go in and my team member would close the damn door and we'd fail. But I mean, it was kind of cool doing that. I think it was Vista was where we held the competition. Okay. And we came in and we searched all the wall lockers. And it's kind of fun to be able to do that. I think it'd be a little bit more hair-raising in real life.
Remember who did it?
Who was that?
What?
Well, my commanders were Officer Grego and Officer Bell. I couldn't tell you exactly which commanders hosted the competition, but it was like the statewide competition, or self-wide, I'm not sure. But it was all the explorers learned the region. Yeah, right. Northeast region, command, West Side, Temple Hills, all that, you know, all got together and we competed.
Okay.
And then it was like when we were doing the search procedures and the you know, pullovers or the felony. Right. It was real cops in plain clothes, like. And I remember one thing I'll never forget, man, was during the plain clothes in a wheelchair and he's doing wheelies around the room and you know, we're trying to get him to calm down, you know, he's a real cop. So I'm like, we can't just go crazy on him, and it's one of my partners, which was another explorer, so he just went there, grabbed the bottom of the wheelchair and flipped him on his back. That's a real cop, like, you can't be doing that. So it was really cool. I really enjoyed being an explorer. It was fun.
Yeah. How long did you do that for?
Up until I was like 18, so I joined the military in Spanish. I was there when Officer Grego retired, and he worked at the El Paso auction with my mom. That's how I got into it. I actually started earlier than most cadets do.
Okay.
And that was kind of cool. And I still see Officer Bill every once in a while. He lives over by me, so.
Cool.
Well, they see us in a text right here on your chest. What is that?
We're in Georgia. I didn't know it was a tattoo.
All right, I'm gonna stop you there. All the other stuff is pretty much not really pertaining to what I'm trying to get across here. But what I'm trying to get across is a suspected bomber has gotten a job application or a job offer by the bomb squad because he's not a bomber. And if that doesn't get the point that I'm not a criminal across to you above all else that you've already seen, then I really don't know what to tell you because I'm not a criminal. And the fact that Border Patrol is willing to hire me after even having a criminal record on my past, then that alone shows you that I'm not some crooked asshole trying to do bad shit. Stay tuned. I've got more to upload.